Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, January 12, 2023. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. On Thursday, January 12, the Ministry of Education and the Department of Sports held a brief ceremony at the Nevis Athletics Stadium to bless some newly purchased equipment totaling $29,630 US. Minister of Education and Sports, the Honorable Troy Liburd, was present at the ceremony and made brief remarks.
We are no longer going to be using the pistol and the mic. We are now using an electronic pistol system. So as soon as that electronic pistol goes off, it's recorded immediately, which is much more accurate than the other system. I want to thank the Athletics Association here in the Federation over on St. Kitts for the many years of using their system also. And I know that as we are one federation, that we will continue to share. Now that we have this unit here, I'm sure they will also have use of it. And we would be happy, of course, to share. This, I think, represents what the Nevis Island Administration wants to do, what the Ministry of Sports wants to do, what the Ministry of Education wants to do in terms of the build-out of sports here on Nevis and the build-out when it comes to track and field.
Minister Liburd expressed thanks to all those who made the acquisition of the equipment possible.
The photo finish system that we have here this morning, it's a big leap for us here in Nevis. I want to take the opportunity to say thank you to my predecessor as the Minister of Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, who would have played a big part in us having this system here today. I want to thank all of those in the Department of Sports, Jamia, and all of those who would have championed the cause for us getting this instrument. Of course, Mr. Virgo, who from day one has always advocated for us getting this type of equipment. And I can't leave out our guys from IT who would have done the work to look at all of the specifications. So they would have done the technical work to make sure that we have the top of the line system. And I want to admonish all of those who would have charge over the system to take care of it. It's expensive, and we hope to have it for many years.
Education Officer and Games Secretary for the St. Kitts and Nevis Athletics, Garfield Virgo, went into detail about the equipment.
Here we have the main item, the main camera for the electronic timing system. It's one of the latest on the market right now at its level. Just over there we have our backup camera, which is the Identity Links. It helps to identify the athletes on the line. We also have, instead of having the manual gun, we have an electronic gun, electronic starting gun, start a pistol. So everything is electronic. And just to give an idea of what time the athletes are running, we have a display board here as well.
Pastor Cecil Bartlett blessed the equipment in the presence of Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, Director of Sports, Jamir Claxton, Director of the Information Technology Department and his deputy, as well as Wellness Coordinator in the Department of Education, Nicola Fraser. Men on Nevis who are 40 years and older will have another opportunity to know the status of their prostate health, thanks to a team from Urology Associates who have returned to the island to host its free prostate cancer screening clinic. Since 2005, a team of doctors have been visiting the island annually to provide the service. In 2020, more than 600 men benefited from the free clinic hosted by Urology Associates.
Yeah, it's actually been a 3-year hiatus because 2020 of January was the last time that we were able to do the screening because of the pandemic. So Hopefully we don't see a significant spike in the number of prostate cancer patients. You know, people still have had an opportunity to see their private doctors here on the island and get PSA tests and to get their prostates examined. So hopefully it hasn't just been a complete neglect of that particular issue. But, you know, hopefully things are still sort of in line, maybe a small 1 or 2% increase. And hopefully also we get some, plenty of new men who come to the screening as well. Not just, we love seeing our repeat customers and saying hi and catching up with everybody, but we like to see, men between the ages of, 40 and 75 coming out and getting their PSA test done, which is a simple blood test, getting their prostate checked, which is a simple digital rectal examination that takes 3 to 5 seconds to do.
Specialist urologist Dr. Brian Cohen says he appreciates the work and effort Dr. Dwayne Thwaites is putting into taking care of the people in his homeland and wants to support him in that endeavor.
So it wouldn't be unreasonable for somebody that has, let's say my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer when he was 52 to come in when you're, instead of 40, come in when you're 35 to start your screening process. I mean, I think everybody 40 plus, and if you know somebody in your family who has had prostate cancer, 35 is reasonable. With prostate cancer, it can be a slow-growing disease, but once it starts to cause symptoms, it's typically beyond our ability as urologists to cure the disease. So finding it in the asymptomatic state is when we have a chance to cure it and prevent those bad outcomes from happening. If we determine that there's an abnormality with the DRE, we mark it on your information sheet, and then Nurse Scarborough or one of the other nurses who works at the clinic here then follows up through Dr. Thwaites' office to contact those men after the fact. Also the same with PSA tests. Those all get reviewed by Dr. Thwaites and his team to identify men who have an elevated PSA test.
The prostate cancer screening clinic will be held on Saturday, January 14th at the Occasions at Pinnis Estate. Registration will commence at 5 a.m.
Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness.
The Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force held its 2023 New Year service on Wednesday, January 11th. According to Commander of the Nevis Division, Superintendent James Sutton, the annual event is an occasion to reflect on the past year's performance and prepare for the year ahead.
According to our preliminary crime data, the division recorded a decrease of 15% in the overall major crime categories. A majority of our serious crimes are trending downwards, except robberies and drug trafficking. Moreover, we have recorded a decrease from 4 homicides in 2021 to 1 homicide in 2022. The last time 1 homicide was recorded in a calendar year was in 2005.
Superintendent Sutton assured that the police remain committed and dedicated to protecting and serving the people of Nevis.
We are forecasting another 15% reduction in major crimes in the division for this current year. However, this will require serious local and national efforts to reduce poverty and to improve the neighborhood living condition of our communities, of which the pandemic played a major role. Since crime is considered to be a social problem, I am of the firm view that the dissemination of relevant information on crime, social problems, and police operation within the community is essential to our shared responsibility. I would like to dissuade persons who have the propensity to commit crimes to change their attitude from destroying the image of our communities and utilize many of the programs that are available. Regardless of the problems that we face, I am optimistic that with candor and determination, we will grow the trust of the public and achieve our desired result in making the division a safer place for all to enjoy.
The divisional commander expounded on the theme for the service and urged the general public to partner with the police to prevent and detect crime.
The police have continued to experience a number of challenges, mainly the seeming uncooperative nature of witnesses. Therefore, I would like to implore persons to support the police in their effort as we strive to maintain safer communities. As our team says, police and community sharing responsibility, taking action in unity, which implies that we have to work in partnership to reduce crime, the fear of crime, and weaken the hold that some criminals may have on our community. There is also the danger in refusing to report crimes and to give evidence in court. Let us all be reminded that the prompt and accurate reporting of all crimes to the police and the willingness of witnesses to provide evidence in a court of law are fundamental components of our criminal justice system.
Superintendent Sutton used the opportunity to thank all who assist and support the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force in its crime-fighting efforts. Deputy Premier, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, has highlighted the importance of the police building a positive relationship with the community. Minister Evelyn was making remarks at the New Year service of the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on Wednesday, January 11th.
Now, as a community member practically all of my life, a community leader practically all of my life, there is so much that I would like to share with respect to the relationship that should take place between the police and the community. And the Assistant Commissioner is right that whatever gains you make as the police force, the community should be right there. Go out there, walk through, build relationships, speak to people, let them feel you, let them trust you, let them have that confidence in you. Because remember, we are trying to ensure that we are taking the responsibility together and we are taking action in unity. Of course, we know that the Nevis Island administration is not directly responsible for the police force, but irrespective of that, over the years, we have seen how committed we are as an administration to the work of the police. We know how important it is. You are the ones who are maintaining law and order, and we want that to continue. And so we recommit the administration's full support to the Nevis Division of the Police Force.
Meantime, Deputy Governor General, Her Honor Hailita Liburd, commended the police for its successes in 2022.
I note the many things that have been achieved, and I extend thanks and high commendation to you for the work that you have been doing and have done. I know it could not have been easy, but you did it anyway. And I'm pleased that with all of what was happening, that crime was limited, it was cut short, and that peace has been promoted in our place. Your service is deeply appreciated. And I just want to emphasize that. Each one of you in here, whether you have worked in Nevis or in St. Kitts, you have done something that impacted our country, and we are grateful.
Her Honor encouraged the members of the police force to build on the previous year's performance by developing positive mindsets and working in cohesion with their comrades.
Your theme speaks about the responsibility being shared between community and the police. But it has to be that it begins with the police. Inside the house has to be strong. So you have to be moving as a team, speaking to the community as a team. Not one person saying one thing and another one saying the opposite, which is breaking down that one. You have to build each other up.
The theme of the service was police and community sharing responsibility, taking action in unity. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.